are kind of gross, but I think it's nothing that would completely freak you out. Alright, so did you know that 1 in every 5 Americans will be treated for an STD by the age of 21? Today, I want to inform you about the dangers of STDs and the ways you can protect yourself. I have done research on this topic because I found it interesting that there is so much information about STDs that people do not know about. Can any of you guys name any types of STDs?
Herpes.
Herpes. Any other ones?
HIV.
Gonorrhea.
Okay. See, so like everybody knows what an STD is, but that's not what I'm going to really discuss today. I'm bringing up the issue of how Americans need to be protected and the solutions to remaining safe. Most people know, okay, so I'm going to begin with how the spread of sexually transmitted diseases is a major problem in the United States. There's a total of 110 million Americans with STDs at any given time. Many people are becoming infected with sexual diseases such as HIV, genital herpes, chlamydia, or syphilis. A type of STD is genital warts, and this is the most common sexually transmitted disease according to the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention and the World Health Organization. HPV rates are high because most individuals do not realize that they're infected. In 90% of cases, there are no symptoms. I have up here on the board just a few of the symptoms, which are warts, and this can lead to cancer, and it also messes with your DNA. Another example is herpes, and that one was mentioned, and there's just a picture and just a few of the symptoms. A lot of them are just flu-like. Another one is gonorrhea, which they also call it clap. And there's some more symptoms on it, and this one can cause infertility. And then the last example I have up here is scabies, which what is interesting about this one is most people don't know that it is actually a little tiny mite that burrows into the human skin and lays its eggs. And that is how it is passed by skin-to-skin contact, because the mite just travels from person to person. The risk of STDs are serious and should not be taken lightly. They can cause painful and hideous symptoms that are both short-term and long-term. This can also endanger your partner's health. And in some cases, it can lead to death. While you may think this is not a concern to you, it could be to your friends or family. There are 2 major causes for the reasons behind the spread of sexually transmitted diseases. The first cause is a person in a relationship hides the fact that they are infected. A poll taken by 2,521 adults in the United Kingdom revealed that 67% of them would lie to their partner about having an STI, with 92% saying they wouldn't want to put the other person off from sleeping with. The second cause is a person may not know they have been affected. Ignorance is an issue with STDs. Jen, a caller on Hopeline, stated that the first time she ever had sex, she ended up getting an STD. She said, "I was aware halfway through our relationship that my ex, my first sex partner, had herpes, but I took on the famous 'it could never happen to me' attitude. A year and a half later, she was diagnosed with genital herpes." Don't you think it would be great to have a solution to this problem? To stop the spread of STDs, both issues mentioned above need to be taken into consideration, along with proper protection. First, a person needs to have better knowledge of their own health status. Get tested. Plan a trip to the doctor's office, even if you haven't been sexually active. There are other ways for diseases to be transferred, not only through sexually. Second, you should know your partner's health status. It's awkward to mention that you're infected, but in doing so, it is better for you. There is a site called So They Can Know, and it is designed to have the internet help to notify your partner. It has tips on how to talk to them in person, how to let them know anonymously if you're afraid to do the talk, and it also has different ways that you can get tested, and just to help further your knowledge. And thirdly, it is good to know how to stay protected from any STDs. Condoms can be used, and even though they can't keep you completely safe, they help. You need to learn how to properly use them and to change them. It is also good to change your sexual behavior to not sleep around or have any one-night stands. And it's also good to know if you have the disease, because then you can take medications that will lower your viral load. Sexually transmitted diseases are not a joke, and serious actions must be taken to stop the spread of them as much as possible. Americans need to know how common STDs are, the risk of them, and how to protect themselves. I don't have anyone close to me that I know of that has an STD, but I do have a friend who had an experience with something similar. I hope that you can see why this topic needs to be addressed. It's us, our friends, and our family that we should be watching out